So you came to America and you guys started the company in Silicon Valley. You come to start the company? You started after you got here? What was?
No, we started it actually in Canada and Philadelphia. My brother was in UPenn, and I was in Queen's University in Canada, and we started it up there. Elon went and did a summer job in Silicon Valley. But on the side, and I did a summer job in Toronto. Mm-hmm. On the side, we were working on our startup, which we built the maps and door-to-door directions for the internet.
It's called Zip2.
Zip2, right? Yeah, it was super cool technology. We were the first two humans to see maps and door-to-door directions on the internet. I mean, it was jaw-dropping to see that this was possible. And we could not get investors. We couldn't get investors even in Silicon Valley in '95. They were really still in the packaged software world of you're supposed to put it in a cardboard box. It's sold at a store. Yeah. And people upload it on their computer. The internet was a new thing, and Toronto they were still stuck at least 10 years behind Silicon Valley, and so I just had to bite the bullet, go down to Silicon Valley. My brother had to bite the bullet to not do his PhD, so that was sort of mid '95, and then we kept working on it, and we had no money. We slept in our office because we could pay rent either an office or a house. And we're like, we'll just do the office.
You guys, I heard you pretend that you weren't sleeping there. So
yeah, well, it's not cool to sleep in your office.
It's cool in retrospect.
Yeah, cool in retrospect. At the moment, no, not cool. Yeah. Also, your engineers don't want to think you're because we had hired a few engineers.
Yeah, I think you're homeless.
Right, exactly. But it's still great memories. As you say, it's great in retrospect. But what happened between sort of middle of '95 when we committed to it to January of '96 was this realization of the internet was sort of hitting, and we had been working on this business for a year at that point, and committed ourselves entirely to it, and all of a sudden we had VCs knocking on our door.
All of a sudden, everyone wants to give you money.
Oh my goodness, we went from begging for dollars to looking at term sheets with millions of dollars. I mean, we were 22 and 23 years old, just couldn't believe it. Yeah. We were like, these guys are crazy. And
who'd you end up raising from?
More David Howe.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and it was a good firm. We had a lot of options. We liked those guys, and it was an interesting time. And we were young entrepreneurs. We really didn't know what we were doing. But
what made you trust those guys more than others? Like, how'd you choose a VC when you were that young? And how would you do it differently now?
I think we made a good choice. I think a good question how I would do it differently. I would do it based on which partner, not the firm at all, but which partner you feel like will be the best partner at the firm.
Yep.
That you would be the best partner with you at the
business.
person
matters.
The person matters entirely, 100%. And you can get a great firm, and you can get a weak partner, or just the wrong partner, or you can get a firm you've never heard of, and you can get a great partner. So I think that's absolutely what I would focus on, and I think we did okay that way. I can't speak for the ones we chose not to work with because I don't really remember who they were, but we felt good about them. In fact, George Zachary is a good friend of ours. He was with More David Howe at the time, and he wasn't the partner that we ended up working with, but in general, that was the culture, and it was a good group.
Awesome. So you guys crushed it. You sold Zip2 in '99, and I understand you enrolled at the French Culinary Institute. A lot of us like food and we admire it, but you usually went all in. You actually enrolled at the institute. How did that come about?
Yeah. So we sold Zip2 in '99. It was a great time to sell. It was an extraordinary time. We were acquired by Compaq that owned Alta Vista. They wanted to merge Zip2 and Alta Vista together.
Makes sense. Yep.
And then it would be a Yahoo killer. Yep. So we sold our company for $300 million in cash.
At the time, that was a lot of money.
Actual cash, like no stock, no. Wow. They would not give us stock.
Wow.
It was such a surreal time where they would not give us stock.
Wow.
They wanted to own the stock because everything was just going through the roof.
Yeah, skyrocketing. Yeah.
And they merged Alta Vista and Zip2, and then Yahoo ended up buying it 6 months later for what was our share of the company was worth $1 billion. So we felt like we did.
So you felt you got gypped,
we kind of got I mean, you can't really argue with the cash, but we were like, oh my goodness, we really lost out here.
Did you take the money and invest it into tech stocks at all?
Well, I invested in PayPal, and not just Tesla and so forth. It's all. I'm not at all worried about my outcome. But then, amazingly, of course, the bubble burst 6 months later, and it was just an extraordinary time.
Yeah,
And
well,
so,
PayPal is one of the few things that lived through the bubble bursting, so you did a good job with that one.
Yeah, exactly.